Hi guys, it's Jen here at Check Her Joy, and this time I'm reviewing Richard II by William Shakespeare. This is one of Shakespeare's history plays, and it's also a tragedy. So fun. I read it because the Cleveland Shakespeare Company is doing Richard II this season, which I've already seen. They're also going to do The Tempest, so probably that review is coming. And it's really awesome to see it performed. So if you're in Cleveland, you should check out the Cleveland Shakespeare Festival. Okay. Minor blurby thing. It was fun, is what I'm saying. I really liked it. And this is definitely a play that I think needs viewing, either going to see it in person or watching a movie version of it. Only movie version I've seen of this is The Hollow Crown, the BBC miniseries. But this can start to get a bit confusing, and totally also recommend having a family tree of Richard II helped a lot, and the list of characters in the play. So, FYI, going into this, kind of gets confusing who's related to who. Okay, so the plot of this, this play focuses on Richard II, who is the King of England. He has inherited the throne from his grandfather, Edward III, and he rules by divine right, which is the belief that God chose him. That's why he was born into the family he was, and so he is the undisputed ruler of England, and that he is only accountable to God, which kind of gets to Richard's head, and he becomes this tyrant. And the play starts off with a few people kind of circulating this idea that he may have arranged the assassination of one of his uncles. So the play starts off with Henry confronting Thomas Mowbray over the assassination of the uncle. And Mowbray and Henry start this fight. Before they can finish it, Richard stops the fight, and he passes his own judgment on them. He exiles Mowbray forever. He's not ever allowed to return to England. This becomes its big thing. Not cool, kind of arbitrary also. And at first, Henry is sentenced to 10 years in exile, but upon seeing Henry's father lamenting his son leaving, Richard actually cuts the sentence down to 6 years, which Henry's father kind of protests and says, "It doesn't really help. I'm still going to be dead 6 years from now. You were killing me. I don't care if you're king. You can't extend my life, but you can make it shorter by causing me undue stress." Richard will not overturn his ruling again, so Henry is also exiled for 6 years. While Henry is in exile, Henry's father does end up dying, and Richard seizes Henry's land and uses it to fund a war with Ireland. What a great cousin. Henry returns from his exile early to claim back his land and title, and he starts gaining a lot of followers who are against Richard's rule because he's been such a tyrant. He kind of starts this rebellion that's happening in England, and they end up killing a couple of Richard's friends. Eventually, they do have this confrontation between Henry and Richard, and Henry ends up gaining the crown, becoming Henry IV, King of England. And Richard gets sentenced off to prison and his own kind of exile, and then his ultimate assassination. So this play kind of follows Richard II's downfall is the big theme in this, and how much power a king can hold, what the people will tolerate. It's a lot more complicated play than some of the other ones that I've read. Kind of what I think of when I think of the histories, which are not terribly. It's a tragedy. This is definitely not a terribly fun play. There are a few minor moments that are funny, but there's no like massive laugh out loud scene going on here. So it's definitely more serious, and I think it definitely needs viewing. Like, you need to see it play out to really get what's going on and to feel it emotionally, rather than reading it off the page. Because it's a tragedy and the ending is not a happy one, it's kind of weird to be like, I liked this play. Intellectually, it's good, I think, and it's got a lot of interesting themes to kind of play with and mull over and internalize. but there's also no definite view being presented, I think. Even when Henry takes power, he's not perfect either. Henry's indirectly responsible for Richard's assassination. Henry assassinated Richard's friends earlier. He exiles Richard's queen, even though she didn't do anything. Like, she's just the queen. She's just doing her job. So Henry's not completely in the right either. So it's an interesting journey. And I enjoyed seeing it performed. Reading it is a completely different experience and a lot more difficult. Um, Mixed feelings about this, I guess. I would not suggest this as somebody's first Shakespearean play. Like, this is probably not the place to start. It's good for a tragedy, but they're not my favorites, is what I guess what I'm trying to say. Peace out. I love you guys, and keep reading. Bye.